Okay, we are back, and we are playing Quest for Glory 3. This is Sierra Games Scott, and this is the new Part 7, just because the other one was so crummy in terms of the quality. Probably going to get rid of them. Maybe I'll leave them up too as an alternate version, I don't know. But I wasn't too happy with them, and I just didn't know really how to fill in the gap properly, so I'm just kind of playing things through again. And I'm trying to think if we are close. Oh, you know what? We need take the dew. Oh, you know what? We also have not gone to the bear's house, I don't believe. Well, that's okay. Well, we can't go into the bear's house now, I don't think. Though I guess I could show you a kind of funny scene that happens now that pop up that the bears are home. First of all, we want to take the dew. The dew is always available. There's no real morning, so we have to get the thimble first. Okay, well the thimble is actually in here, so let's knock. And here's Papa Bear. Scram, growls Papa Bear. We're not interested. So apparently Papa Bear does not like solicitors. So if you were selling insurance in Llewdor, you may want to stay away from the Three Bears house. And pretty much you just want to hope that these guys aren't home. And then pardon me, I actually called him Alexander. His name is Gideon. They are still not too happy. Alright, so Gideon pretty much just has to wait for these bears to leave before he can get in. Oh, great. So I don't... Well, maybe we can try again. Now Papa Bear's still here. So if you step on her flower bed, she'll toss you as well. Alright, maybe they're not here this time. Ugh. That's... Okay, well, I think you've seen me getting bumped around by Papa Bear enough. Let's use the magic of the pause feature and we'll be... Okay, we made it inside the Three Little Bears house. And... you've heard the three... Pretty much what happens is if you sit in the different chairs, it's the same deal. Though if you sit in Little Bear's chair, you bust it up. Maybe we'll do that at some point. Well, let's get what we need first, and then maybe we can play around a little in the bear's house. Open drawer. You open the drawer, and we got the thimble we need. Okay. Well, let's... Since Papa Bear wasn't very nice to us, we'll retaliate in the most mature way possible. So pretty much, if you go to the hard chair, it's too hard. The soft chair is too soft. But this chair, why, it's just right. Unfortunately, Gideon is a bit on the heavy side. Gideon, surprisingly for a slave, is either somewhat chunky or that's a really, really small, wimpy chair. And in either event, we've busted up Little Bear's chair. Aw. I don't think you can actually get rebuked for it, but... Unless they find you, unless they come back and find you, then they'll be upset. But they can definitely find you if you do this. Sleep in bed. You lie down on the smallest bed and snuggle down into the pillow. And that bed's just right. The other ones, of course, are too hard, too soft. And we've fallen asleep. So we're taking some Z's while Man is as well. But will everyone appreciate it? Well, let's find out. Oh, it seems like Papa Bear has caught us. Oh no, Papa Bear has found you sleeping in Baby Bear's bed. You're in for it now. And apparently he rolls us out and rushes behind us. Alright, so now we can get the dew. And there's no different times a day. In real life, I guess you find dew in the morning usually, but, well, I have the thimble. Oh, man, I didn't take the thimble. That's unreal. Everything else automatically is taken. The thimble, however, is not. Alright, you know the drill. We'll see you back out here, I think. Okay, folks, here's one thing. I actually did go in and I retook the thimble. I left and came back in, though, and now there's porridge on the table. even though the bears never back home. That's kind of just a trick. If you are playing this game, if you're playing along, if the porridge doesn't show up at first, just leave and come right back in. It doesn't make any logical sense, but that's how the game's programmed. That's just pure at random, I guess. So take porridge, and you don't want the big one. You don't want the mama bear's one for obvious reasons, because of course, which one's just right? The little bears, of course. I actually, when I commented on this game the first time, I said this I think is the biggest ripoff of a fairy tale. King's Quest was sort of known as taking things from mythology. We've seen other things, Medusa, etc., and fairy tales, but I think this is legitimately taking the most of a story. We're actually going to the house, and everything's pretty much just like the Three Bears, the old. I assume it was. What was the name of this? Whatever. The Brothers Grimm. I think it's a Brothers Grimm story. I'm not sure. In any event, it is I think the one that really follows it is the most, or rips it off the most. Maybe Little Red Riding Hood in King's Quest 2. They don't do quite as much. In any event, let's finally take the dew, and like I've been saying a number of times, it does not matter when you take it. There is no morning, there is no noon, there is no night, there's no different times. Okay, so we take the dew from the flowers, and we repeat it a number of times, and somehow we're able to keep that in that thimble, and somehow, for some reason, you have to take dew in a thimble. I don't know. I didn't program the game, I didn't write the game. I'm just going along with the game. Good game, but some weird stuff in here. Okay, I'm trying to think if there's anything else we need down here, or if we have pretty much sewn things up. We've got the mistletoe, we've got the mud, we've got the dew, we've got the porridge, we've got the thimble is used for dew. We bought everything at the store. Well, I will make the deal with you. How about we head back up, and I think oh, no, not these guys. I didn't save the game either. Alright, well, I have to go break into their fortress and get our things back. I think we're done. I'll meet you back up at the wizard's house. So let's pause the game, and I will take it from here. Okay, we're back here, and these bandits are very annoying. They also probably don't make a lot of money. I wouldn't... seeing as Gideon is the only person who seems to frequent the woods, I don't know. It's a tough market for the bandits out there. So, I don't know. Do they pillage the store in town? You can actually find them in the bar at times, and you can actually find out about their hideout if you do something. A spell that will cast at some point. So, we don't have anything else to really do. I almost created a big error. And had to do something over again. Always make sure to hide your stuff. In fact, it's so important, I'm not going to even pause the video. I'm going to make sure everyone sees this public service announcement. Another public service announcement, too, is make sure you have good antivirus and anti-spyware stuff on your computer. It's always making sure that it's checking anything you download, even things that you really don't think are going to be a problem at all, that you could end up with some terrible stuff. And now there's spyware out there that I got called has a rootkit, or called a rootkit. I'm not sure exactly what's called, but essentially that means it can actually shut down anti-spyware programs and really just make a mess out of everything. So always be careful with downloading kids. Anyway, and also make sure to hide your stuff if you're playing King's Quest 3. And while this might not be advisable either, we're going to do it. Wake Wizard. Alright, so first time fails. Second time. What? Uh-oh, he's ticked off now. This time your words awaken men, and a grumpy look comes to his face. Don't you have anything better to do, boy, than to come in my bedchamber and wake me from my peaceful repose? Repose. Ah, man. Now we got a chore. Alright. If you kind of stay in his way for a while, too, I think you get punished. And the ultimate punishment is getting zapped. Now, he won't do that unless you're pretty insubordinate, or and he catches you with any of the magic items, or going into certain spaces, such as well, we're going to go in the next video, I think. And so, what do you want us to clean the kitchen? Well, I'm sure you really want to see me do chores, but unfortunately we are out of time. So I'm going to end this video. We're going to come back, and we'll probably come back around the time Mandan's ready to leave, and we'll see what's going on. I think we're actually caught up, so it took 3 videos to do what we did in 4 last time, because I was moving a little more quickly. Anyway, once again, I apologize for all the problems. Certainly not the things I wanted myself. But we are back where we should be, and we can resume our usual pace. Until then, this is Sierra Game Scott, signing off.